black chair here. I'm Detective Sloss. Detective Russ will be in here in a minute. Okay. Have you ever been read your rights before? No? Okay. It is December 13th, 2019. It's currently 8:05 at night, and we are at 335 West 3rd Street. And you're Amanda, correct? Amanda, what's your last name?
Hinze, Hinze.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
3/23/91.
And your search?
390-08-8641.
Do you have a phone number?
Mm-hmm.
What's your phone number?
937-607-3915.
Okay, and you live at the 1934 Kensington?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're being interviewed in regards to the crime of homicide. Okay? Before we ask any questions, you must understand your rights. I'm going to have you read number 1 for me. Out loud, I'm sorry.
With the right to remain silent, you do not have to make any statement or answer any questions.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 2, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that one?
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have a lawyer with you during questioning. Do you understand that one?
Mm-hmm.
If you do not have the money to hire a lawyer appointed by the court or a lawyer from the public defender's office will be provided to you before and during questioning without any cost to you. Do you understand that one?
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The waiver of rights. The above statement of rights has been read to me. I understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me. No pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. Do you know what the word coercion means?
Mm-mm.
We haven't threatened you or made you any promises.
Am I being charged with anything? Or do I need a lawyer? I don't know what's going on. They haven't told me anything.
Okay, well, Takoda is dead. Okay?
Yeah,
and it's being investigated as a homicide. So I'm going over your rights because we had you come down here, okay? And it's obviously in regards to this homicide, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, honestly, this isn't saying you're being charged with it, but it's not saying you're not, okay? We're just letting you know your rights before we speak to you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you can decide if you want to talk to us. You can stop talking to us at any time, or you can decide not to answer questions that we ask you. It's up to you, okay? Make sense?
Did they say what happened?
Huh?
Did they say how he died? What happened? They didn't tell me.
That's why we want to talk to you. Okay. How many years of schooling do you have, or did you
I
have?
have my diploma.
You have your degree?
My diploma, high school diploma.
Oh, okay. Diploma. Okay, so 12 years of schooling. Where did you last go to school?
Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So high school in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just going to have you sign this saying we went over it. Do you understand it? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask and I'll explain it.
If I sign it, do I still have the right to a lawyer?
Yeah, if you want a lawyer, you can, like I said, you can stop at any time. You can request an attorney.
What does waiver of rights mean?
It's just letting you know what your rights are.
Okay.
It's not taking them away. You don't lose them because you signed this.
Yeah.
You still have those rights, and you can use your rights at any time. And that's what I was saying. Like, you can say, okay, I'm done, whatever. Okay? Are you willing to talk to us?
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Can you tell me
Amanda.
where my sister's at?
Yeah, she's, we just put her in
She's
a different room.
bipolar and ADHD and depression, and she's not all there. She's got a learning disability, so I'm not sure she's alright.
She's not all there, like,
She has a learning disability. She doesn't talk much.
she doesn't talk much.
She never had a job. I kind of take care of her.
Okay. And my understanding is you work at Walgreens?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who watches the children when you're not there?
Either Elle or my sister.
Okay.
Elle's usually home during the day, and then I work at night.
Okay. You work at night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, what are your hours?
2 to 11, 3 to 11, 1 to 11 sometimes.
Okay.
Varies.
So evening, like 2 to 11? Okay. 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. Okay. So tell me what happened today.
I woke up around 1 p.m. And I left. I grabbed my sister and Josiah to go make some errands to get to the bank before they closed. I had to put some money in the bank, and I made a couple other errands, and then I got back home and the cops were there. They didn't tell me anything that was going on. Al came out and said Takoda was unresponsive and he had to call the ambulance. That's all I know.
Okay. So what were the errands that you went and ran? Where did you go?
I went over to the Dollar Tree to get Josiah something to drink because he was thirsty.
What Dollar Tree?
Right there by Gettysburg, right around the corner from my house.
Okay.
I just had my sister run in and grab a drink for him, a juice. And I had to run to the bank. By the time I got back, is when I seen all the cops there. I thought something had happened. I didn't know what was going on. I was freaking out, and they told me I couldn't go in my house.
What bank did you go to?
Key Bank.
Where is that at?
I think that's the North Main, is it? I don't really know the roads around here.
Okay. And then where else did you go?
That's it. I just come home.
Dollar Tree and Key Bank? Okay. Did you go by Walgreens too?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Stopped at Walgreens, talked to my friend. Asked her if I could go over to her house later. She had to work till 11, so I came back home.
So you were going to go over to her house?
Mm-hmm. I went over there for Thanksgiving.
Who's your friend?
Victoria.
And she works at Walgreens?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you who all went with you to run the errands?
Just me and my sister and Josiah.
Okay, where was the Takoda?
I think he was in the bathtub. I heard him in the bathtub.
He was in the bathtub?
Mm-hmm. He should have been taking a bath because I woke up and I was still in my pajamas. I just left. I didn't even get anything to drink or use the bathroom.
Any day that you just like went without brushing your teeth or anything?
Yeah, I just got up a lot. I thought it was later than what it was. I had to get to the bank before it closed. I had bills to pay, so I had to hurry up and get the money in there.
Who was in there? Was he in there with anybody?
Oh, the door was closed. He was by himself.
Okay. Where was everybody else?
My sister was in her room, and Josiah was in the toy room playing.
And where was Al?
He was sitting on the couch.
Did you guys talk at all before you left?
I just said I gotta run to the bank. I'll be back. He didn't even answer the phone. I was trying to call him, but his phone was off.
What's his phone number?
I don't know it by heart, but I can look it up. 937-361-8003.
So he had his phone off?
Mm-hmm. I was trying to ask if he needed anything while I was out. But it's not unusual. His phone is always off. It's always down.
So how long have you guys been together?
8 years in May.
And he has other children.
Mm-hmm.
He has other children, right? Where are they?
North Carolina, last I knew. He lived with his mother.
Living with him?
Their mother.
Why is so Takoda was the only one that you guys had?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about Takoda.
What about him? What do you...
I mean, just kind of tell me about him. I don't know anything about him.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we first got together, he was fighting for custody of him in Wisconsin. That's how we met. He got overnight visits with him, and he was a good kid. He bounced around foster home. Then after probably a few years after we got custody, we moved here in 2014. He went to school at Horace Mann. He had a lot of behavior problems. He was going to get kicked out of school. So we just decided to homeschool him to see if that would work. He didn't listen. He didn't want to. He had behavior problems. The therapist said that he didn't need therapy. He was only in therapy a couple of times. He threatened me with a knife one time, so I took all the knives away. And I just put them in my bedroom.
So when does Al work?
Every now and again. He works at Labor Works, temporary.
Labor Works?
Mm. He works when he can. I've been working 6 days a week sometimes, so.
So you didn't really see Takoda this morning?
I barely ever see him. Like I said, by the time I get up, I get dressed for work and leave. Then when I get home, everybody's in bed. I stay up till about between 3 and 5 in the morning.
So you don't see him at all?
Barely. Maybe for a few minutes here and there.
So where does he go to school now?
He's homeschooled.
By who?
Me. I make homework assignments. I usually print them off at the library. And then I give them to my sister to give to him. And then he reads his books and all that, like the paperwork.
So you just give him papers, you don't
usually on the tablet. We have a tablet. They have, I was looking into like a K-12 or something like that they had, where they were going to help teach him, but I kind of left that alone. But
Do you ever talk to his mother?
Takoda's mother?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked to her in years.
So he was in foster care. Why was he in foster care?
His mother put him in foster care.
Okay. And so you guys got him out of foster care.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time he went to school?
This is his second year being homeschooled.
So Josiah, whose baby is Josiah?
It's Al's brother.
His mom's baby?
Yes.
Or dad's?
His mom's. I don't think they know their fathers.
Okay. So how do you guys have him?
She left him with us and we were just taking care of him. I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't know if she's in jail or what. I haven't talked to her.
She like just dropped him off and...
We went and picked him up. When we picked him up, he had really bad diaper rash. He was underweight. He was with his aunt, which is her sister. She wasn't taking care of him. She sold all this stuff, so we went and picked him up.
And you've had him pretty much his whole life?
Mm-hmm. He was like a year old. I mean, I think Al talks to his mother, but I don't, so I don't know what her plans were. I haven't spoken to her in a good year or so.
So where does everybody in the house, like, where do they sleep?
Well, Al and I have our bedroom. And Josiah sometimes sleeps in our room, either with us or on the floor, or on the couch. Just varies. Then there's a bedroom across from us, which is where Takoda sleeps at. And then my sister, we kind of made her a bedroom in the back of the house. It's kind of
Okay,
attached
so let me-
to us.
Takoda stays in the bedroom.
Across from mine.
Like, Josiah doesn't stay in there at all?
He naps in there.
He usually
Plays.
stays with
It's like
you.
the toy room, just plays.
Okay, so you get up about 1, and your sister's where?
She's in her room.
So you go get her and say, hey, we gotta run to the store?
I always take her. I don't like driving alone.
Okay. And Takoda's in the bathroom.
The
And-
door was closed.
Okay.
I heard the bath water.
But Al was sitting on the couch? Okay. When's the last time that you're aware that Takoda ate?
I didn't ask, but I would assume he ate breakfast or lunch, something. We had pizza from Happy Pizzas, and I just made a whole turkey for dinner last night. So I don't know what he ate, but my sister feeds him or Al feeds him.
Okay. Explain to me what all these marks are on Takoda.
What marks?
The marks all over his body.
From jumping out the window or what?
No.
I don't look at him, so I don't know.
These marks on
You
his
don't
body.
look at him?
I don't, he's 10, I don't look at his body. I have no idea.
Okay. Somebody said that you said Josiah was visiting from Tennessee.
Yeah, his mom's supposed to be getting him back, but she hasn't gotten a hold of us. We've just been taking care of him
For how long?
since April.
Like marks on his face. You never noticed the marks on his face?
I didn't see him this morning. I haven't seen him.
Or maybe this big cut that's on his ankle, like around his foot?
Mm-hmm.
You never noticed that?
Uh-uh.
When was the last time you saw him?
Probably last week or so. I've been working 6 days a week trying to get some extra money for the holidays.
Okay, well, there's still a day left.
I know I usually...
So what do you do on that day?
I just had off today and yesterday. And I just been sleeping. I've been sick.
So you had yesterday off?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see him at all yesterday?
I was in my bedroom. I've been sick. I had like strep throat or bronchitis or something.
So where was he?
In the house, bedroom, watching TV. I don't know. Kids are usually out just playing around watching TV. When they
Just
get
playing
out.
around?
Yeah, they're usually watching cartoons on.
You think a kid that looks like that's just playing around?
I don't know. He's usually around with his dad. His dad goes to his friend's house a lot.
What friend's house?
I don't know his name. He's got a few friends, I don't know.
So you never noticed, you never realized he had these marks all over his body,
He's usually wearing
on his
clothes.
arms, on his hands.
Oh, I
You never
don't
noticed that
know.
stuff?
I'm usually gone. I usually leave.
Let's not play stupid, okay? Because I really don't have a lot of tolerance for stupid. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to a kid that lost his life. So this is your chance to explain this to us because you're not stupid, okay? You can kind of play like you are, but you're not stupid. So let's discuss how this happened to him.
I don't
You
know.
do this to him? Did you
No.
do this to him?
No, I
Were you
did
beating
not.
on him?
No,
Okay, who was?
I don't know. I wasn't
You
there.
do know.
I wasn't there.
Come on, but you're still not stupid.
I never touched him. I never was around him.
I thought you homeschooled him.
Yeah.
You didn't talk to him?
Barely ever.
You never noticed that this kid was probably miserable his entire 10 years, or at least the time that this has been going on, because this didn't just happen. What monster does this? Are you a monster?
No,
Oh, well then tell me how this happened.
I don't know. He's usually wearing clothes when I'm around him. I don't.
Okay, but they were on his
clothes off.
arms, on his hands. His face had cuts.
I didn't see him today. I don't know.
They weren't from today. They were from a period of time, not just today.
What clothes does he wear?
He had jeans and khaki pants and t-shirts. I had to throw 99% of them out.
What did he have left?
He only had a couple pairs left until I
Where
got
were
him some
they?
more. They were in his room.
And the room where all the toddler clothes were?
Yes.
Last time I
That's where all
checked, he
the
doesn't
clothes
wear
are.
toddler size.
I kept all the clothes there. But 90% of them had to
There
go in the garbage.
might have been clothes up in the upstairs. So who goes in the upstairs?
No, we leave it locked because it leaks. No, it's off limits.
So why is there urine and stuff up there?
Our dogs go up there sometimes. when
And
they have
pee in
babies.
buckets? You got to train your dog to pee in buckets?
There's no buckets up there.
Yeah,
There's a
buckets
swimming
with urine
pool.
in there.
There shouldn't be no buckets
There
in there.
is.
The ceiling leaks. Where the
Okay,
buckets
it's not a
are.
leak. So the dogs hang out up in the attic?
Sometimes they go up there because they don't get along, so we have to bring another dog in. If we bring the outside dogs in, my other dog has to go upstairs or in the basement.
So let's get back to this. So today a 10-year-old who is going to be 11 very soon, is that correct?
Daisy.
Lost his life somehow and has marks all over him that couldn't be self-inflicted. So I'd like to know how that happened.
Can I start, say more, please?